What's up guys, Galaxy King here with my Banlist predictions for May, June and July. We have no idea when the Banlist is coming out because they've left it pretty vague, so I'm just going to stick to May, June and July. But if I had to guess when the Banlist will drop, maybe late May. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with late May. That's my prediction for when the Banlist is going to drop. But anyway, my Banlist predictions might be a bit different than most. There's some choices in here that you may not completely agree with, but I'll try to explain them as much as I can. So let's get on to the predictions. Number one choices are pretty obvious: Verte Anaconda and Scythe. There's nothing that would convince me otherwise that these cards aren't going to get banned. It's pretty much a given at this point that they are gonna go. Scythe is, well, to keep it simple, it's a modern day Buster Dragonlock. That's the best way I can describe it really. And Verte Anaconda is probably, I'm gonna say it's one of the best link monsters that we've had so far. Like at a push, one of the best link monsters that we have. It's super generic, just requiring 2 monsters, super easy to go into, again just 2 monsters, and it's really easy to use. And the monsters that you can summon with this card are also really powerful. You've got DPE, which works in tandem with Artifact Scythe, so Scythe and Anaconda, they kind of do have a lot of synergy with each other. You've got Dragoon, which is still really powerful. You've got all the new branded stuff as well. Fusions at the moment, they're really powerful, and I think Anaconda should probably, it needs to go. There's no getting around that, it needs to go. And then one other link monster that I'm gonna say has to go is Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Again, that card is sort of like a modern day Galaxy Tomahawk, but you, not only that, but it's really easy to summon as well, and really easy to use. But you would summon Halqifibrax, and then you summon Deskbot 001, and then you would link those off into Auroradon, summon the tokens that you need, and then the Deskbot will just special summon itself from the graveyard, and then you do whatever it is you need to do. So it's sort of like Deskbot 001 is sort of like a Jet Synchron, and Auroradon is a Galaxy Tomahawk. That's the best way I can describe that whole combo and that combination of cards. And while Halqifibrax is really powerful, I don't think it's going to get banned. It just got reprinted in Ghosts from the Past 2, so I think it's safe from the ban list. At least for a while, it's safe from the ban list, so we can expect to have that, to keep it for a while. So Auroradon, Scythe and Anaconda, I think those are, they're all givens that they're going to get banned this ban list. So there's really nothing that can change that, if I'm honest. And then one more banned card that you may or may not be surprised to see is Cyburst Gadget. The reason Cyburst Gadget, the reason Cyburst Gadget is probably going to get banned is just because of how good the card is. Even on its, well, not really on its own, because you need to play it in some sort of Cyburst deck, but Cyburst, Eldritch, Code Talkers, and any Cyburst deck that can run level 2 or lowers, which are in abundance in Cyburst. There's loads of them. If you don't know what its effect does, on normal summon you target a level 2 or lower Cyburst in your graveyard, and then you special summon it, and then when Gadget leaves the field, you get to special summon a token. Now that might not, on its own, that might not seem that broken, or it might seem broken to you, but this card especially now, Cyber's Eldritch Adventure, this card is pretty broken. Even if it's not being played in Eldritch Adventure, in any Cyber's deck, this card is amazing. And now that we have Heat Soul in the TCG, this card is basically a one card Heat Soul. Just to give an example, if you open up with Signet Mining and something like Dotscaper, since I know a lot of Cyber's Eldritch players are running that at 3 despite it being a once per duel effect, you discard the Dotscaper, you search the gadget, normal the gadget, and then you don't even have to summon the Dotscaper off of its effect, because once Dotscaper goes to the graveyard, it will summon itself back. But if you have another monster, or if you link off the Dotscaper into whatever you need, you normal the gadget, summon Dotscaper back again, and then you link the gadget and whatever monster you have, like the link monster you just summoned using Dotscaper, and then you summon another token, and then you do even more stuff. That's pretty broken. And a similar argument could be made for another Cyberse called Clockwyvern. On summon, Clockwyvern just summons the token, whereas Gadget, once it leaves the field, it summons the token, but you get more off of Gadget than Wyvern. So for that reason, I really do think that Gadget is going to get banned. But overall, Cyberse Gadget is a really powerful card for any Cyberse build, and Cyberses are also, just like Fusions, Cyberses are in a really good position at the moment. They're getting more support. Marincess is getting some amazing support, which could really change the meta in a big way. Mathmech is getting basically their own Magician's Souls. Ignistus is also really good, and also Salamangreat. Salamangreat is still a really powerful deck which can adapt to really any format. So, and even Code Talkers, they're looking to be a really powerful rogue or high tier deck at the moment, especially now with Heat Soul. So Gadget getting banned, I'd say that is in the realm of possibilities. And even on its own, it's a one card Link 1 or 2, and Link 1 to 2 are some of the best Link monsters that we have. So it's a one card, like, if you wanted to, you could go into Dagda or Anaconda, you normal Gadget, and even if you don't have a monster in the graveyard to summon, by itself it's still a one card Link too. You normal it, link into, I'm gonna say Ling Karibo, not Ling, it requires a Cyberse, and then you can tribute it to negate a trap card effect, and then you summon the token, go into Anaconda. So there are a ton of plays you can do with Gadget, and again, Cyberses have some really great support. And while I'm still on the subject of Cyberse, two cards that might make you want to click off this video, but please bear with me as I try to explain this. But two cards that possibly could get well, I'm gonna say have a target on their back for a ban list is Signet Codec and Signet Mining. The reason I think these cards could get affected by the ban list is, well, again, for reasons I've just given. Gadget and Cyberses at the moment are looking to be really powerful. You've got the new Marincess support, which could, again, it's looking to be a really powerful meta contender. There's people speculating that Circle is going to come back to 3, and if it does, that more or less puts Salamangreat back to where it was when the deck first came out, where all the Salamangreat cards were unlimited, and the deck had amazing consistency, it had amazing power, it went all the way to Worlds when it first came out. So Circle to 3 and mining at 3 could put Salamangreat back to where it was. Well, not exactly where it was when the deck first came out, because it's not as powerful as it used to be with all the decks that we have now, but it would very well put it near to where it was when the deck first came out. And again, Code Talkers, you have some amazing cards in Code Talkers. You've got cards like Microcoder, which can search outside at mining. So Microcoder is a searcher for a searcher, which is searchable itself with Lady Debug. You normal Lady Debug, you search Microcoder, and the Microcoder will let you link summon a Code Talker using itself from your hand and any Cyberse you have on the field. So you normal a link to Code Talker, and then you can search either Codec or mining, and then use mining again to get you another extender. The way that Cyberse is, a pure Cyberse deck has some amazing resource management, can keep adding resources to your hand, and has some amazing consistency. They've got some really amazing cards. Sonic Codec, just to give an example, it's a gateway of 6 for Code Talkers. You summon a Code Talker monster from the extra deck, and then Codec will add a Cyberse from your deck to your hand with the same attribute. And you can keep doing that for each attribute that there is. So if you summon Transcode, you get Code Generator, I believe it's called, and you can use these from your hand. You use Code Generator from your hand to summon another Code Talker, and then Generator will dump something like Dotscaper from the deck to the graveyard, and then you can summon Dotscaper back again. If you summon Decode Talker, you get Microcoder, which can then search out mining or conflict, or even another copy of Codec. Or if you don't have Codec already, you can search out Codec. So Cyberses at the moment, they're looking really powerful and really broken at the moment. So I just have this gut feeling that mining or Codec could get hit by the ban list in some way. And while I say this, I really hope that doesn't happen. If mining gets limited, I will be jolly cross. But Codec, the way it gets you resources and even more materials so you can keep playing, you can continue doing whatever you need, it's amazing. And now we have another Code Talker extender which can get you even more resources. It's good for recovery as well. You can add a Cyberse from your graveyard to your hand, and not only that, but Code Talker inverted, if you wanted to, if you chain it in the correct way, you get the add off of Codec, and then you, with inverted, you get to special summon the monster you just added. And again, Heat Soul, it's a really amazing card, and it just gives Code Talkers, and really every Cyberse deck has the ability to play outside Cyberse cards in their deck. Less Marincess, but they're getting some really good support very soon. But Codec and mining, I really do feel like they have a target on their back. Anyway, let me know what you think of mining and Codec possibly getting touched by the ban list. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they did this. I really wouldn't, because Cyberse is, much like fusion decks, they're in a really powerful position at the moment. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and if there's something I missed, please let me know, because I really do think that they have a target on their back. I'm sorry if I keep saying that, but I do. And just to round off Cyberse cards, I want to say Salamangreat Circle to 3. I wouldn't be surprised if this did come back to 3. It would help Salamangreat out a lot, but it would reinforce what I was saying about mining and Codec. Although I'm leaning more towards Codec being hit by the ban list in some way, because as I said, it's searchable off of a card deck which is also searchable. You've got Microcoder which can search out this, and as I said, microcoder can be searched with Lady Debug or mining, and can even search out mining as well. So Salamangreat code talkers, while you don't see them a lot, they're still possible, and I wouldn't be surprised if that starts gaining traction with Heat Soul and Cybursts in the near future. So Salamangreat code talkers is a possible deck. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing that more often. For limited cards, I'm gonna start with Red Rose Dragon. Now, Red Rose Dragon getting banned, sorry, limited. Actually, yeah, it could very well get banned just as well as limited, actually. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm gonna. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna say this card. Yeah, this is gonna get banned. This very well could get banned. Like, thinking about it, it's stupidly powerful. Like, especially with the adventure token in based, you normally use the adventure token. You synchro summon, and then you get Rockstros, and then Rockstros will get you Blooming of the Darkest Rose, I think it's called, which can then summon Red Rose Dragon back from the graveyard. And not only that, but it's searchable with Helge Fibrax, and then you synchro off and you get the search anyway. Yeah, yeah, I'd say this card could get banned actually, because it only adds to the whole tuners are. Nowadays, tuners, they do need to be kept in check, if I'm honest. I mean, we've seen this with cards like Jet Synchron and so on, and the other Mecha Phantom Beast, O-Lion, that's what it was, O-Lion, Jet Synchron, and so on and so forth. Tuners, like, nowadays, do need to be kept in check, and Red Rose Dragon does fall into that category of cards that might not have seemed that broken at the time, but now they're just broken. Like straight up, it is a broken card. Like, I've tested with this, not even in Based or Dragon Link. I've played this in Vendread of all decks. Like, I've been testing it with Vendread, and it even works there. Because you can summon it with Helge Fibrax. Like, even not in base, but literally any deck. It's an amazing extender and just gets you so much resource. The main way I was doing it was I summon it with Helge Fibrax, synchro off of it, and then get the Rockstars, and then get the search, and then you get to summon one of them back again. So yeah, I'd say, yeah, this card's gonna get banned. It's an amazing starter in based as well. Like, just seeing how broken this card can be now, it's amazing, but also terrifying at the same time. So Red Rose Dragon getting banned, I was gonna say it was limited, but yeah, banned now. I'd say yeah, but at the same time, I'd say limited, sort of like on the verge of being banned. But I'm gonna keep this in banned actually, because I think that would probably be for the best, if I'm honest. I mean, let me know what you think. Do you think this card is gonna get banned or limited? Like, I'm gonna say somewhere in the middle, like banned or limited. Like, given that that's gonna get banned, limited on the edge of being banned is what I'm gonna say. And again, I don't think they're gonna ban Hauki because it literally just got reprinted. But if it does get banned, I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I will say that is annoying because I have been testing it in a lot of decks and it's a really good card. So Red Eyes Dragon getting banned, yeah, I'm gonna say that's banned now. And then one card that I didn't think would come back to 1, but after looking into it a bit more, I'm gonna have to agree that Blaster the Dragon Ruler could actually come back to 1. Same thing could be said for the other Dragon Rulers as well, actually, because I looked into this quite a bit when I started hearing that people were thinking that Blaster or any Dragon Ruler regardless could come back to 1. And I looked into this a bit more, and I have to agree with what they're saying. I do think Blaster could come back to 1, because realistically, what would any of them be doing, if I'm honest? Like Blaster, I can probably see Salamangreat running this probably as like a sort of like a gimmicky spice card that they might consider every now and again. But even in Dragon Link, and I've been playing Dragon Link quite a lot recently, so I feel comfortable saying this. I probably, maybe I would consider running it at 1, because I run Tempest at 1, and Tempest is a card I would heavily recommend if you're playing Dragon Link, because it's come up a ton of times, but it can also be really annoying as well, because all the Dragon Rulers have the exact same summoning requirement. You banish 2 dragons from your hand or graveyard, or monsters of the same attribute, or any combination of those, and then you summon them from their hand or graveyard, and they don't banish when they leave the field either, so you can keep summoning them each turn, which is really good. And it has to be banished, by the way. So, for example, if I have Tempest in my graveyard, I can't go, I banish Safer from the graveyard, send Absorata from my hand to the graveyard, summon Tempest, use Absorata, get Rocket Tracer. No, it's strictly banished. So I have to banish the Absorata from my hand, so like they don't have much in the way of helping Dragon Link other than just being a free dragon. Not exactly free, but an easy dragon to summon, which could help further your plays. Other than that, they don't really do much. And then one card that I would agree is probably going to go to 1 is Fusion Destiny. While I'm going to say it's not, actually no, it is. I'd say it's probably just a little bit worse than Red Eyes Fusion. Worse as in not worse as in, oh, it's got an awful effect. No, worse as in it's a card that you don't want to go up against, because it's basically like a Red Eyes Fusion, but you're just locked into Dark Warriors. And again, with Verti Anaconda, you can play this in anything, because you send the materials from your deck to the graveyard. So if you wanted to, you send Celestial and Dasho, the cards that are being played mostly, or Malicious and Denier, since I know some people are mixing around with the cards. So literally any Destiny hero you want to play. Like if you want to play Malicious and Denier, because Denier can recycle the Malicious, or Celestial and Dasher. It's up to you, really. But with Fusion Destiny, I know most decks, some decks play 2, some decks play 1, but I think limiting this would probably be for the best. And if Verti Anaconda gets banned, that's gonna make it a hell of a lot more balanced just to go up against. So Fusion Destiny to 1, I think that would probably do the trick just perfectly, would keep things balanced, because there are a number of ways of dealing with DPE, and fusion monsters, Super Poly being one of them, which I really hope stays at 3 because it's the perfect counter against fusion decks. And some people are saying like it's going to get limited or semi-limited. I really hope it stays at 3 because it's a perfect counter against most decks. For the cards that are going to get semi-limited, I think we can all agree on this. The adventure token. Sorry, the adventure token package. Really, I don't have a lot to say on this, if I'm honest. We all know how broken the adventure token package is, and how splashable it is as well. So this engine getting semi-limited would help balance things out a lot. So both of these going to 2, or even one of them going to 1, if I'm honest, would help. Like if one of them, even if just one of them got limited, if one of them stays at 3 and one of them gets limited, that would help quite a bit. Or if both of them got semi-limited, or one gets semi-limited and one gets limited, like so long as this engine takes a hit, that will help smooth things out, because it's such an annoying engine to go against. Then for another card which I really do think deserves to come back to 3 is Infernity Archfiend. Really do think this card could come back to 3 because Infernities, because at the moment Infernities are pretty underpowered, if I'm honest. And that might sound a bit weird for me saying, depending, like given the boards that they can make, if they, but that's if they get a good hand. And well, you could say that about most decks. Like they can make a good board if they have a good hand. You can say that about almost every deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Infernities, they don't have any real consistency, if I'm honest. They have some consistency, but it has to rely on outside cards. And while Archfiend, I think it could come back to 3, Launcher would have to stay at 1. I think that card is just a bit too broken. But that is gonna be it for the Banlist predictions. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What cards do you think are gonna get hit? What cards do you think could come off the ban list? Love to hear your thoughts. And that's it for the video. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. And as always, I'll talk to you all in the next video. Take care. Jolly Cross. I'm gonna turn Jolly Cross. I'm gonna turn to Santa with a shotgun. That's what I'm gonna turn into.